I think they've got an opportunity here to bat like grown-ups, because it does. I mean, it's a very easy game to play when you've got Chris Gale just smashing it down the other end. A couple of good tweets in. Mog says, no one knows how old I am except Grubby. Because we were trying to guess how old Mog was earlier. Ravi Nair saying, it bears repeating, the Bangladesh national anthem, Amar Sonar Bangla, which is our golden Bengal, was written by Rabindranath Tagore, India's only Nobel Prize winner for literature, who also wrote India's national anthem. He also returned his knighthood after, and then he says guess, and someone did guess, merchant engineer says the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which I'm assuming is a correct answer. So we're getting a little bit of history there in from Ravi. And Ravi Nair also talking about Mog's age.
Right, so we have a Lewis on 49, and this is his moment. He plays it out to deep mid-off, and he moves to 50.
Oh, which would be work much, much better if I did actually put the volume up. It says the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which I'm assuming... Gee, my word, I'm screwing this up. Okay.
Technical problems here on our desk, but we'll be fine. 50 runs from Evan Lewis, 4 fours, 1 6, strike rate of 86. So in Simon's table, just above 5, 27 dot balls played. Very, very good performance at the top of the order for the West Indies.
Shakab Al-Hassan to continue around the wicket. This is to Hope, and it's played out square and through point, and it's a
save!
A beautiful save on the boundary, and they must have got 3, Ash.
Yes, they ran a very, very streaky 3 there. I think they were probably confused and set aback by the shave there by Shaifuddin at the third man backward point boundary there, and what a stop there by Shaifuddin, diving to his left, one hand on the ball, pulls it back, and it was a very, very great fielding effort by the Bangladeshi fielders.
Bangladesh's ground fielding here has been absolutely top notch today. It's great to see, actually.
Shakib Al-Hassan in this one on just coming into the batsman's off stump from the leg side, turning in, and it played out gently into the deep on the onside, and we have another moment coming up because the West Indies are on 99 for 1.
Yes, Evan Lewis walking across his stumps from his leg stump guard all the way to off stump and waiting for the ball, trying to see probably he can't flick it down the leg side in case Shakib strays down on that leg stump.
This one driven with a nice straight bat by Hope, and there is the West Indies 100.
That is the West Indies 100 up. They have scored that in 22.4 overs, a run rate of 4.4. The 2 batsmen in, Shai Hope on 41 of 64, and Evan Lewis has just gone to his 50. He's on 51 of 59.
And this one is just tickled around the corner. It's gone, I'm not sure whether it hit bat or not, but it's gone very, very, very fine down behind the keeper, down to the boundary for 4.
A really cute little lap that by Evan Lewis, and that runs away for 4.
I'm looking over a 4.
Big over for the West Indies here. It came off the bat, that one.
Us away from Dragons, back to the cricket, saying, this is very interesting cricket at the moment. The Windies bats don't look especially troubled, but Bangladesh are reining them in quite well.
And this one is hit hard back to the bowler, but it just evades. He was jumping up to his right to hit hard into the pitch, and it goes out to deep mid-on for a single.
Jay Grover, you'll be surprised to learn, has strong views on Khaleesi, saying Khaleesi is an inbred, white, genocidal, Kabbalistic dictator who slaughters innocents by virtue of superior firepower. I think some parallels could be made with recent South African history. My word. Strong views on Khaleesi from Jay Grover. I'm not sure whether I care about it that deeply. She is pretty. And that can get you a long way in life. Certainly in Hollywood.
Mossadegh in his 4th over. He's only conceded 11 so far. This is down the leg side, and Hope gets his feet out of the way, drives it out to deep mid-on. There's a bit of scrappy fielding by who's wearing that?
It's Saifuddin, number 74.
Ravi talking about running between the wickets. says, I don't know about New Zealand, and there are legends about Ross and Kane, but the best running between the wickets team right now seems to be England. Kohli and Dhoni are splendid, but Rohit, etc., bringing India down.
Yeah, it's surprising that Rohit Sharma Khan isn't the best running in between the wickets. It's very, very surprising. I think a guy like him would be.
I mean, he's a big guy, though.
And
He's not as big as Gale.
No. I mean, no one is as big as
It's
Gale.
like he doesn't have an impediment.
With the possible exception of Andre Russell. Who's bigger between the two of them?
Gale.
Is Gale. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gale's height is just, he towers over all of them.
Is Gale the heaviest guy playing the World Cup at the moment? Must be, surely. I can't think of anyone else who would be obviously heavier.
Oh, yeah, Shazad's height kind of drops the kilos down, I would assume, there.
So definitely a sense of urgency come into the West Indies batting over the last couple of overs. This one is played out to deep mid-off, and they've taken one off every ball on this of this over. So that over from Mossadegh has cost 6 runs. But a real sense of urgency coming into the batting now.
TV umpire saying Mossadegh Hussain is doing very well this World Cup. There have not been too many emerging players this World Cup. Mossadegh is one of these few. I think this entire Bangladesh team has been a real... We haven't really followed them that closely. They've played that triangular, played a couple of other series that we haven't broadcast any of them for quite a while. And I think they've taken us a little bit by surprise. They clearly took our Proteas team by surprise. But they seem a team on a par with Sri Lanka. In fact, on a par with Sri Lanka of 2 years ago, and they're better than the current Sri Lankan team.
And here's a big shot by Lewis, and this one has gone over square leg 4-6.
Yeah. Dropped in the crowd, but a very good shot there by Evan Lewis.
When I get this feeling, I get sexual healing. Oh, there she goes.
That diff.
Lovely.
One of the great shots in cricket, that just down on his knee.
Guys, where are these Cricket World Cup apples with the...
Aren't they cool? Hey? That's the first one I've seen. Are they a thing?
Yes, it's the second one I've seen.
Okay.
But what's going on? Is that an apple? Is that edible?
It's a red apple with like a gold stamp on it.
Yes.
I've absolutely no idea.
Is it edible? I would assume all that ink could kill your insides, I would assume.
Oh, but it'd be worth it.
I would assume it's edible.
Well, you wouldn't eat it if you bought it. I mean, you would keep it and show it to your friends.
Until it rots.
They're very, very cool.
There's another big shot from Lewis, and this one is a miss hit out to mid-on, and deep mid-off, and he is caught. Lewis has been caught at deep mid-off. They just, as that sense of urgency, and they had some success, and unfortunately for the West Indies, Lewis has just hit one too many.
And I think that was poor batting by Evan Lewis. He was really, really looking good, and landed up trying one shot too many. He didn't need to. He had scored 6 and 2 off the first 2 balls of the over, trying to go one too many. It was caught by Shabiri, who is the substitute down at mid-off, and bowled by Shakib Al Hassan. He's gone for 70 runs off 67 balls, and West Indies now 122 for 1. They've managed to get their run rate up to 5. The last 5 overs produced 38 runs, so really, really going well. Yes. That partnership, 116 off 21 at a run rate of 5.5. Evan Lewis scored 65 of those, and Shai Hope scored 44.
Yes, that ball from Shakib, it was a quicker ball, at off stump, a lot fuller, and Evan Lewis thought he could just try and hit it down the ground. He just mistimed it. He did mistime it, and he got it. It was the outside half of the bat that sent it straight down the throat of the man at mid off there. Had he connected into the middle, would have gone over the into the side screen there at the would be the river end there. So very good bowling by the best all-round in the world, Shakib. And that brings in the new man, Nicholas Pooran, the captain of the Under-19 Cricket World Cup team from the West Indies that actually, I think they won then. And he was also in the centre of a man-cading scandal back in the Under-19 World Cup.
This one, the new batsman who's come in is Nicholas Pooran. And that first ball, he plays at it, but it hits the keeper, I think, on the pads.
Was it a man cat or was it a obstructing the field where the South African batsman picked up the ball and they all went up? But yeah, and Nicholas Pooran first ball outside off missed it. Shakib Al Hassan being the man for Bangladesh of the tournament, just taking wickets when they need it.
This one is into Pooran. He plays very correctly forward out to extra cover. But it looked to me like the West Indies had decided to target Shakib Al Hassan. And they hit him for a couple of big shots, but he had the last laugh.
Yeah,
as he seems to normally do, Shakib Al Hassan. His record has been outstanding in this World Cup so far, both with the bat and with the ball. That's why he's rated the number one all-rounder in ODIs, as Paul was saying earlier. So,
yeah, what a very good ball to dismiss Evan Lewis there. Just it was quicker, and Evan got underneath it, but he just didn't time it as well and went straight down Shabir's throat.
So, yeah, there's lots of tweets coming in, but we'll set the end of that over. So, we have, just don't know where we got to. Where did we get to? Mog is in his mid-20s, from Jay Grover? No?
No, we didn't go that one.
All right.
And this one driven out into the covers and well stopped there.
And yeah, so 122 for 2. Shy Hope, there's only one hope for him. He needs to bat all the 50 overs there. Down the leg side, they run through a quick single. And they come through. It's 123 for 2, 45 to Shy Hope. He's also nearing his milestone.
It was played out on the leg side, and there was a shy at the stumps at the bowler's end.
A shy
for shy. Shy.
The Mozambican fast bowler.
That must be, yes. Right, let's see. So, just to give you some information that when Chris Gale gets a duck, in the 22 full games that the West Indies have played, they've only won 4 and lost 18. So
this one,
Pooran
nice backs away and he plays a beautiful cut out backward of square on the offside, all along the ground, and that's gone for 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, keep it up. 2, 3, 4, up. 2, 3, 4, keep it up. 2, 3, 4.
It's a short ball there, giving Pooran the chance to just throw his arms at that one, and he dissects the two fielders there, the slip man and the man at point for 4.
This is a slightly quicker ball on off stump, and he plays it much more cautiously out into the covers, but into a gap, and they do get another single, so that's 128 for 2. And Pooran has got 5 off 5.
So,
there's
some TV umpire says Mossadegh Hossain doing well in this World Cup. There not been too many emerging players in this World Cup, but Mossadegh is one of these few. I'm not sure.
Who are the other emerging players at this World Cup?
Well, I think Pooran is one of them.
But he hasn't done much. He's just gone to the side in the last game or so. Yeah, look, he's young, but who are the emerging ones?
Yeah, so we know Rashid Khan is supposed to be 20, but anyway.
But would you call him emerging? Because
no, he's emerged already, hasn't he? So Jonathan, just take us through that last ball of the 26th over.
It was played out deep onto the onside by Hope, and the score moves on to 129 for 2, the end of the over from Mossadegh.
O'Shane Thomas is emerging.
O'Shane Thomas, yes, he may be emerging, although he hasn't taken a catch yet in 13 ODIs. We were going to try and have a look at that and see if that is a record. And the only player in the team that may be similar to that from a number of caps point of view. Shannon Gabriel has taken 1 catch in his ODI career so far. So we've got a tweet here from Nakul Pandey saying people didn't like Sourav Ganguly because he was aloof and could be whatever. And when he was overseas player at Lancashire, he tried to get other players to carry his cricket bag for him. Lancashire were much happier when the lovely Murali came back the next year. Anyway, that's very
Shakib gives this one a lot of flight, and it's played out to the sweeper deep in the covers there, and Hope is coming up. He's on 47, coming up to his 50.
Yeah.
This one just played gently out on the leg side by Purin. No run.
Getting through his over really quickly, Shakib Al Hassan. I think so. What are they running? Oh, they've got up to nearly 5 and over with that flurry of runs, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
this one on Purin's leg stump, and he just defends it out. Shakib has changed to coming over the wicket to the left-hander. And this one again on his legs and played out cautiously to mid-wicket. And Shakib has obviously decided to keep Purin quiet by bowling here on his legs at a good length.
And a bit of a break. Arthur Shear says of Saurav Ganguly, I'm sure from friends who count him as a friend, I get the impression he's very smart and doesn't suffer fools gladly.
Another ball on leg stump just played back to Shakib. So a very good looking over from Shakib Al Hassan to Purin. Just one off it so far.
Would we call Kuldeep and Chahal emerging in this tournament? Emerging players?
I think Kuldeep perhaps, because he...
And this
isn't
one
that
hits him
well-known.
on the pad, but it's
Down leg.
definitely missing
Yeah, that
leg.
one, yeah.
But Shakib Al Hassan is successfully exploring that area just around Purin's legs and keeping him very quiet in that over.
Yeah, that is 5 of 10. Only 3 runs per over run rate on hashtag Simon's table so good. Yeah, so and Shakib Al Hassan with that really doing well for Bangladesh this World Cup. He's been their star performer so far. He's very high up on the runs list and always good for a couple of wickets.
Lockie Ferguson emerging?
Ferguson, yeah, maybe.
He's
yeah.
been around
Yeah,
the
he has
scene
been
for a
around,
while.
but I think it's doesn't matter if you're 20 or 29. If you're just coming through, I guess you're emerging.
Okay, then if that's the case, Rassi van der Dissen's emerging.
That's who I was thinking of as well from a South African point of view.
But from a younger perspective, I think
younger
O'Shane
perspective,
Thomas is that type of guy.
Yeah, maybe. Mujibur Rahman from Afghanistan. He's only 19. He's potentially another good one. Nicholas Puran, definitely an
And
emerging
Shai Hope
player.
as well.
And
He's
Shai
like
Hope,
24.
yeah.
So
Change of bowling. Mahidi, the off spinner, has come back on and he's bowling over the wicket to Hope. Hope is on 47, hoping for a 50.
It is, yes. So Chris Tibby saying, I'd guess Brathwaite is the biggest player at the World Cup. We'll get back to that now.
Mahidi comes, and
That's a good
this
shot.
one, Hope comes forward down the crease and drives it down to deep mid-off, and it's stopped. There was a little bit of a misfield, but successfully stopped. It was powerfully driven down to deep mid-off there, and
Mohammed
they go through for
Shafruddin
2.
doing very well. Did they only get 2 on that?
Yes, yeah.
It was
it's very good.
well fielded, wasn't it? Just managed to get his body behind it.
Well, he stopped it, and he sort of lost the ball around the back of his body there, and but he recovered well.
So Jay Grover saying maybe Cotterill is the biggest player at the World Cup. Shane Thomas, for me, he's a big unit.
yeah.
Isn't he?
So Hope on 49 comes forward, defends this out square on the offside into a gap, and that will be his 50 for Shai Hope.
Well battered Shai Hope gets his 50.
50 runs, your 50 runs. Well done, well done, well done, well done. 50 runs, your 50 runs. The job is only just begun.
So that 50 from Shai Hope off 75 balls with 3-4, strike rate 66.66. Yes, exactly, 66.66, and or 66 recurring, and that's a very good 50 from the West Indies number 3 coming in when the loss of Chris Gales.
Is that a wide?
I think that was a wide.
Oh, it is a wide.
was
Ball
a
down
wide.
leg side, yeah.
Yes, Mahidi came around the wicket and bowled to Purin and pulled it down the leg side. This one is outside off, and Purin plays that beautifully out through the offside. There's nobody out there.
It's
That
too
one's
wide.
gone for 4.
And indeed it has.
Paper out, pencils raised. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yes, very good shot there by Puran, who Hassan just allowed him to just open up his stance, free his arms, and hit that ball that was very wide down to the point boundary.
Looking
Mahidi
good.
bowls this one
Yeah.
on leg stump, and Purin comes forward, hits it onto his own pad, and it just rolls out gently on the offside. But Purin is definitely not looking great with balls on his leg stump
No.
and just outside there. He's much happier playing outside the off stump, as this one goes out deep to the cover sweeper
Yeah,
but Shakib Al Hassan was keeping him quiet, bowling on his legs, and that one from Mahidi was also on his legs, and he got in another tangle.
Yeah, he did. He's certainly looking really good outside the off stump. We've seen much of him on par. This is only his 6th one-day international, and his highest score is 63. His average obviously increasing at the moment because of so few runs. Only 147 runs in his 5 match in all his innings, including this one so far, 10 off 13 with 2 fours. West Indies really cranking it up a bit. 4.96 the run rate, 31 for 1 in the last 5 overs, 6.2 off the last 5.
Puran did play in the IPL.
In the IPL, yes. He was really noticed there as an upcoming star.
Look, even in the CPL, he's he's done very well in and around that West Indies under-19 side. We just waiting to see when he was going to get his call up. And we're very happy that he got his call up for just before the World Cup. He's a very classy batsman. He can.
A very painful and swept him there. He was absolutely agonised by the fact that Puran seemed to manage to sweep that down to fine leg.
Back, doesn't it? Yeah, that is. I'm sure Mushtaq must be part of the search for the West Indies. A
great off spinner in his time. Saklan Mushtaq. And this one, Puran sweeps again, and it goes straight out to square leg for no run, 141 for 2.
Bangladesh doing well.
Yeah, it's one of the way in the run flow is to just try dot them in as quickly as possible.
Puran drives out to deep long on, and they go through for single. But Shak seems to enjoy his cricket. He's smiling, he's talking to his fielders.
Right. So we have a few more tweets. Jag Rover saying Cottrell as an emerging player, not the biggest. So I got that one, got the wrong feed, the wrong thread through there. Thanks, Jay, for that.
This one driven out into the covers by Hope, and it's the end of the over. Only 6 of each of his feet.
From Tracker, we have some feeds through. Some Arif Muglu saying Bangla Tigers. Kodeep So saying West Indies win today. Alzina Landau saying love you XX. Thank you very much for those. A few others coming through with language I don't understand, so I'm not going to read those out.
You don't read Urdu, James?
I don't read Urdu, or whatever the language might be there. So the other guy asking, is Archer emerging or has he already emerged? I think definitely emerging.
Yes.
And we have. We'll wait for the end of this over.
To Puran on strike, and this is a beautiful shot back over the bowler's head.
Did he grab that? My goodness.
Brilliant stop with his left foot on the boundary. I thought that had 4 written all over.
Certainly.
But a fantastic stop with his
by Mossadegh. Fielding on 100 by Afghanistan here.
That was really good. My goodness, that was excellent. Chelsea are looking for him, but unfortunately there's a transfer ban.
He must be a soccer player.
He must be, yes. Definitely.
It's all that soccer that they practice.
Mahidi in again, and Puran drives this.
This one's back in the stands. You don't need Mossadegh for this.
That one, the camera isn't even positioned well enough to... the camera's not positioned far enough back to find that one. That is huge.
Nick Puran. What a guy. On the roof of the pavilion.
Wow, they're going to have to replace that tile, aren't they?
And it came back down and nearly landed on somebody's head. So there we are. That was a really exciting shot from Puran there.
And it's damaged the ball, actually.
And it was an orthodox shot. It wasn't an agricultural hoik. He hit it straight down the line.
Damaged the roof.
Okay, the bill is in the mail, Mr. Puran, for the roof of the pavilion.
I'm sure he'll be glad. He'll gladly pay that one.
I'm sure
if there were any cameramen, please send this photo to Nick Puran. What a shot that was.
So perhaps they can get tile replaced from one of the churches and cathedrals. Where Dallas Nash is coming through and saying at Dallas, Botswana, saying all English churches and cathedrals are Catholic until 1531, when Pope refused Henry VIII a divorce or annulment. He threw his toys out of the cot and made himself head of his own church. Yes, so that's an interesting. We know, we are aware that he founded the Anglican Church. So those churches that are there, St James's and St Mary Magdalene, those were originally built, those spires and churches originally built in the late 1400s and early 1500s, according to what I researched earlier on today.
Mm-hmm. But the cricket pavilion is not quite that old, but the roof has a couple of holes in it, which I don't think were caused by Nicholas Puran.
They won't, but that one is. Yeah, I wonder how long. That's a huge
I don't think he made a hole in the roof. No, really, so? Those holes were already there.
Okay.
And this one, he drives out into the covers.
Great fielding by Shakib.
Beautiful shot by Shakib with his left hand. He is left-handed there, so it was his good hand. But
Jay Grover says that certainly not an emerging player, but Al Hassan is finally getting the international respect he's been for.
And Pura defends this back to the bow.
Really I don't so. I mean, he has been around for a little while.
And Mahidi into Pura, and he plays this off an inside edge, just dabs it out on the onside, and they go through for a quick single.
So the 150 is up for the West Indies. Came off that, actually with that 6, they went to their 150. So they're 150 coming up in just under 30 overs. In fact, 29 overs and 2 balls. And
if they don't get to 300 here, or 300 plus, they'll be very disappointed.
I think they will be. It's certainly, they're currently at 5 and over, and they're doing, these two will certainly want to push it along. Nick Puran, 21 off 22, so he's on a strike rate of nearly a run a ball, 6 runs per over.
Aaron Finch has been bullying the bowlers. 14 sixes in this tournament.
8 more than anybody else. It's unbelievable.
Even Universe Joss couldn't touch him.
No.
How many did Finch get in that last game when he made it? When he made 153.
Okay, we'll have a look at that while we're busy. We'll have a look and see what we can do with that one.
And Puran is 5th on the list with 5, and this is a good ball into Puran, and he drives it out to the misfield there at mid-on, and it's gone out into the deep. Or was it the bowler who misfielded?
Yeah, he tried to get there, but I think he was in between, had to go through Shah Hope to get to the ball, and then just went past. Then they ran a very nice one. It's one of those waiting,
ground,
yes, calls.
So Shakib, this is around about leg, just outside leg stump, and he pulls a body out back and plays out into the offside for a single.
His back foot punch on like if there ever was a negative stump line, it would be a -1 stump. He went back off of his left stump guard, and he punched it to the mid-on there.
This one down the leg side, and it's helped on its way, but there is a short fine leg there who manages to stop it. It didn't get much connection on that ball. If he hit that any harder, it might have beaten that fine leg.
So Finch hit 5 6s and 15 4s in that 153 the other day.
Oh, sorry,
so 5 6s in that innings of 153. So that's a sizable amount. And he should have been out LBW early in his innings if Sri Lanka had reviewed. If the umpiring, we'll discuss that umpiring decision later on maybe.
And that 153 was the top score of the tournament so far?
Yeah, same with Jason Roy.
Equal Jason Roy's 153. Off only 132 balls. So
we need to find someone who's going to break the ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
We thought Rohit was going to do that, and then he played a shot on instruction from his captain that he didn't time it well.
This one played out deep on the onside, and they think about 2.
The eagerness of youth.
Yes, very, very, very eager. Nearly doing a Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson there. So that's
Look, if they run themselves out on Wednesday, I will be so happy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He could have slipped. That could have been nasty.
Ooh,
He-
Bangladeshi fan there going through a whole lot of emotions in that last play.
So the run rate has improved from around about 4.2 not so long ago to over 5 now. And this one just defended back to Shakib Al Hassan.
So a little bit of a lull since the loss of the wicket, and they've been batting at 5.4 on the last 5 overs, but still up over the 5 runs and overs.
And
right,
the partnership?
Jonathan? Partnership at the moment, 34 runs or 6 overs. They're run rate of 5.23. Puran, the senior partner in this, 24 of those 34 runs, with the Hope having 9 of them. We have a couple of tweets in. Ravi Nair saying that Gorilla SA, we called football soccer. I'm not sure which one of us did that, but may your grave be full of Barbie dolls, each a Chucky.
Wow.
So, yes, it's association football in England. Elsewhere called, like in America, definitely called soccer. Yes.
Well,
but
ours is
Premier
called,
Soccer League,
we
isn't
have
it?
the South African Football Association,
yes.
and their league is called the Premier Soccer League.
It is.
So
It's interesting, isn't it? So where do you draw? It's definitely association football in England. Yes, definitely.
Football Association, yeah.
Jolly good show.
Well, look, it is the Federation of International Football
It
Association.
is. It is indeed.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, we've got fast bowling back on now. Shafuddin is change of bowling, Shafuddin, and that one outside the off stump, and Puran has a swing at that, but it's gone through.
and we have a tweet in from Merrick Pringle. Thank you, Merrick. It sent us through a picture of the Wyvern Tavern at Kingswood. So we have the picture of the Wyvern and the mascot as well, which is really very interesting looking. We'll post this. It is on our Gorilla.
Retweet it
at Gorilla
and
SA.
like it.
Please have a look. We'll retweet this from Gorilla SA, and please have a look at that. Thank you very much, Merrick, for sending that through to us.
Slightly slower ball from Shafuddin there.
Driving on
this
the
one
up.
hits the stumps. The return throw hit the stumps, but it looks like Hope had his bat safely down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't living on a hope and a prayer.
No, that's well in. He's gone down the wicket a bit, but it was well in. Good throw in from the mid-off fielder. Bit
And
of
the
practice.
bails did come off that time.
They did come off that time, yeah.
So we
hit
must
the
hit
base of
middle
the
stump for the Bills to come off all the time now.
Yeah, I think you've got to hit them higher up, not the base of the stumps. These when the ball hits the base of the stumps or just clips the top, that they don't come off. But they are not going to change it, according to the press release from the ICC.
Right, Shafuddin coming over the wicket to Puran short, and he carves this out.
Thank God.
Was that a chance?
No, it wasn't. The fielder point got to the ball very quickly. The ball got to him very quickly. He made an initial stop, but it ricocheted up into the air, and Mahidi Hassan just didn't know where the ball was. So he just looked around and he did a little bit of a 360 on his knees, and the ball landed right behind him.
It did indeed.
And the West Indies came through for a very nice single.
So it says in the inner ring plus 17. That means he's caused his team to lose 17 runs, or he's saved 17.
He saved 17
He
runs.
saved 17.
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. He's got a big smile on his face. Mahedi.
So Shafuddin over the wicket to Hope, and it's
nice.
it's a good ball on leg stump, good length.
So here's my question. So if, for instance, it's hello, Amy. If it's a drive to the field in the covers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I know there's no one behind you.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was just good bowling that got you the ball to the covers rather than a poor ball that was supposed to hit for 4.
Yes.
Do you add on? For me,
I don't know how they. I guess it's if it's felt that they have stopped something that would have certainly gone past them.
Into Hope, and this has worked out square on the leg side, and they go through for a easy single, and it's 158
in
for
that
2.
instance with that play, the fielder at square leg running around gets the ball. Is he saving 3? Even though it's supposed to end up being in eventuality.
I wouldn't
of a 1.
have thought so. I mean, if he goes around and dives and pulls something back that would have been a definite 4, then they would call that saving.
Because I'm surprised that Mahedi saved 17.
Yeah, me too, actually.
And a waft outside the off stump by Puran here. He hasn't looked great against Shafuddin in this over.
Yeah,
and we see Neil Mackenzie in a Lifebuoy hat.
Yeah,
Lifebuoy cap. Lifebuoy is the sponsor to the Bangladeshi team, so I would assume.
Excellent.
Yeah, the batting coach. If only CSA brought Neil Mac into the fold. Eh?
Is that the soap? Or is
Yes,
it
it's the soap, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
As we look at the River Tone, so interestingly enough, in the history lessons by James comment here, we have the River Tone is the town on which Taunton was founded, and so it's called Tone Town, or Taunton is where the name comes from.
So how do you
It was
spell
built on
Tone?
the River Tone.
T-A-U-N.
T-O-N-E. So,
Oh,
but
then
just
why
over
did
the
it end up
years-
being Teu?
Well, that they didn't tell me, but it's Taunton, which was found on the River Tone. So
Tone.
town on the Tone.
Okay.
So Taunton.
Ah.
And there are a number of Tauntons all over the world. Funnily enough, one in I think Maryland in the US. So Taunton in Maryland in the US, where there's also St Mary's Church. Funnily enough, but anyway, useless information. So that as we see that they've moved to 158 for 2 after 32 overs.
Is this
So
a drinks break? Should be.
I
Looks
don't
there
think is
is a delay.
Oh, no,
just
Shakib.
Shakib Al Hassan's going to continue around the wicket to home. This is a
Oh.
big shot out over the covers, and it will be stopped down there by 59. is
Sumia-Saka.
So good stop out there, but West Indies certainly playing positively, playing some lofted
Shot and
shots.
intent there.
So in our defence, Mog is saying we already had 17 sports called football here, so soccer was always going to be called soccer.
Is that in
Yeah, that could
the
be,
land down under or in the
I think
land out
that's- I
west?
think that's the land out west, yes. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there are plenty of them. Maybe Mog can help us with that. And Roger Melly saying, I say, lads, are we seeing a pattern here? Let's get to that now.
And this is a big shot. This
is
is a
that-
huge
That's a
shot.
mistimed shot.
And it's mistimed, and
Oh,
it
he's
will be
gone.
caught. So that's the end of Puran.
Oh, that was a poor
slow ball
shot.
by Shakib Al, a slower
Yes.
ball to his previous ones, 88 kilometers per hour, and getting Nicholas Puran in a little bit of a muddle there with a ball that he would have probably hit straighter had it been quicker, but he managed to hit a little bit leg side-ish down to the man at long on, and that is Sumia-Saka picking that one up out of the crowd, out of the sky, and it is a very, very good wicket there by Shakib.
He's certainly.
Don't know nothing and I gotta get out. Get up, get out, get loose. Get up, get out, get loose. Get up, get out, get loose.
Certainly quite a wily customer, Shakib Al Hassan. I'm not sure if that maybe was a slightly slower ball that Puran played early.
Yeah, I think what he did was he didn't actually go down the wicket. He just put his foot down and sort of on that sort of sweep type of motion. He then played the ball from that static position. Just wasn't at the pitch of the ball, and that's why it went up and it had the elevation, Jonathan. So you're quite right. He didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball, and an easy-ish catch for Sumia-Saka. I think they are taking drinks now, so just let me give you Nick Puran's numbers. Caught Sumia-Saka, bowled Shakib Al Hassan for 25 off 30 balls, 2 fours and 1 mighty 6, which we believe broke the tiles, one of the tiles on the top of the old pavilion at the Taunton County ground, as we welcome Simon back, and he's on the couch with Jonathan.
So I've got a question that we're probably going to have to put Chris TB onto. What is the most common end name
Yeah.
for a ground? So it's got
Yeah.
City End or Old
Yes,
Pavilion End.
I think
Or
Pavilion,
River End.
Pavilion
River End, one of
yes,
those.
Yes.
I always think River End is a real opt-out. Like we've got the Hennops River End
Yes.
at Centurion.
It
It's
is.
never the River End, it's the Hennops River End.
Yes.
You've got to name the river.
It should be called the Tone River End, shouldn't it? Because it is
Exactly,
the Tone
yeah,
River.
yeah.
So we've got quite a few tweets that have come through. We've got one, I was saying, from Roger Melly, saying that we're seeing the pattern. The team that wins the toss chooses to bowl and loses the game. It seems to be happening a lot. Well, the runs on the board here for West Indies may well be their saviour, with Andre Russell still to come in. We have one from Spinner Grace at the from Stats Department is retweeting a tweet from Nick Holt, which said apparently 41 kilos of biscuits were eaten in the media centre yesterday during the India-Pakistan game at Old Trafford.
Sorry, how many kilos?
41 kilos of biscuits.
That's a lot of biscuits.
That is a lot of custard creams, says Nick Holt.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting stat. That was very good. So we have one from Ravi Nair. It's saying, given that Barry is your hanging judge, you might want to speak to Julia Farman, a Guerrilla Cricket regular and scorer who thinks a batter should score off wides and no balls so it counts to their run rate. As for fielders and the runs...
No, well, you can't. By definition, you can't score off a wide.
No, so it's saying it should be added to their score. So
well, it is in LMS, which is weird.
It is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So LMS, by the way, last man stands, which is a competition we play in. And if you ever wanted to play cricket on a Saturday, but you feel like you don't have the time or the space or whatever, lastmanstands.com. Go and have a check out their setup. It is absolutely brilliant. The games are done and dusted in 2 hours. We have an enormous amount of fun. We get belted every single week, but we absolutely love it. I've never, ever seen our team walk off with anything other than wall-to-wall smiles.
So it's interesting because Ravi Nair with this saying that as for the fielders, what about and the runs they've saved, ... So difficult one in that instance. It may be something that they should trial in the 100.
No, they can trial anything they like in the 100 and none of us are going to care.
Oh.
So, attempted big shot here by Hetmeyer, who's Shimron Hetmeyer has just come in to replace Purin, also left-hander, and he's had a huge swing at Shaka Belasan.
That's a shocking first ball. I mean, to have a full go. I mean, it wasn't a great first ball. Admittedly, it was down the leg side.
My word! He's gone for it. He got away with it.
It's gone out deep onto the onside. I thought it was actually bigger than that, but it pitched about 10 meters from the boundary in space, so safe. But it looks like Hetmeyer has come in with a rush of blood.
Yeah, he was lucky there because if he had holed out there and if he had got hold of it, he would have. Hold out. Honestly, we would have been all over him like a rash.
Yeah,
I think he needs to just have a moment, get himself in, and he really needs a better beginnings here.
Somebody tell him that there's still 18 overs to go.
That's right. He's played that one beautifully.
That one's gone out square on the leg side, just backward of square, all the way along the ground down to the boundary. So Hetmeyer really coming in with intent, but I think Hope must tell him that there's still 18 overs to go, buddy.
Yeah.
This man's either a genius or the most irresponsible batsman who's ever played. So he's 3 balls, 3 sweeps.
Yeah.
1 a miss hits, 1 nearly out, and 1 a 4.
Shakib Al-Hassan, this one again played out square on the leg side, backward of square, good stop, and they go through for a single. And I think Hetmeyer must just chill down the other end for a couple of minutes.
I think he must. I think he needs to take a deep breath. I think he needs to. You see, this is some of the problem. I think that your team culture is always created by your senior player.
Yeah,
and they have the problem
Chris Gayle and Andre Russell, the senior player.
Yeah, exactly. So all these guys want to come out, but you know what? If you're not a 7-foot behemoth who has, and also Chris Gayle earned his right to bat like he did.
Yes, he did.
He didn't bat like this right from the very beginning of his career.
No.
He played himself in over the space of 10 years, and well, no, not quite, but I mean
15
he was,
years.
Yeah. So the point is you learn to hit big, and I mean off 50.
Oh my word, he's having a full go.
And Hope has had a full go at this one, and it's gone out to deep mid-wicket for Hetmeyer, sorry. The left-handed Hetmeyer who's just come to him side off stump, but he got a bit of bat on it and eased it on his
arm chain. It was a crucial breakthrough for the rise of the Tigers. Puran going out, and Bangladesh will want to keep striking, but the men in maroon will want to keep it going. Andre Russell padded up. I think he's going in next. Mushtaq is who we think it is.
Yes.
Mushtaq Ahmed. Sorry, Mushtaq Ahmed, not Sakib.
Mushtaq Ahmed. Mushtaq Ahmed. Because can I just say that is the best beard in the World Cup.
It is.
Indisputably.
As much as Muhammad Hafiz has the best moustache, I mean, David Boone gives him a good run for his money. It's a different type of moustache. Though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Hetmar on strike.
Oh, my word.
This goes out through the sort of slip area to a backward gully, and but he didn't know a lot about that one.
So it was a slow ball, wasn't it, which he just played a bit early on it.
So news in from Chris TB. The poor boykie is sick.
Oh no.
So we're not going to see him today, which
shame.
is such a pity.
But
Because
yeah.
he is such a
रिक्वेस्ट है कोई चचा मामू ताया का फुप्पा का लड़का है मत देखे कहा यह जाता है किसी की भी शक्ल भाई मत देखे इसके घर वाले ये वीडियो प्लीज मेरी बड़ी इल्तिजा है रिक्वेस्ट है कोई चचा मामू ताया का फुप्पा का लड़का है मत देखे कहा यह जाता है किसी की भी शक्ल का मजाक नहीं उड़ाना चाहिए कहा यह जाता है कि किसी भी जात का कोई मजाक कभी नहीं उड़ाना चाहिए और बल्कि अगर आप मेरी वीडियोस देखें मैं तो सुबह शाम कह रहा था रोस्टिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए अल्लाह ताला गुनाह देते हैं लेकिन फिर मैं सोचता हूँ कि कभी कभी गुनाहगार तो है ही गुनाह कमा लेना चाहिए जब हरकतें इंसान की कुछ ऐसी हों इनको अगर आप जानते हो तो मैंने इनके बारे में हमेशा अच्छे कमेंट्स पोस्ट किए हैं पूरी टीम हार रही हो मैं कहता नहीं हमें तुमसे प्यार है मैंने हमेशा सरफराज की तारीफ की है चाहे पूरी टीम हार भी रही हो लेकिन इनकी शक्ल देखकर एक ही ख्याल जहन में आता है कि ये शक्ल है ये जी हाँ बिल्कुल अंदाम निहानी अगर आपको नहीं पता अंदाम निहानी क्या होता है तो उसके बारे में जाके थोड़ा पढ़िए क्योंकि ये लकब इनके लिए है आज इनको खैराज तहसीन नहीं इनको इखराज दिए जाएंगे देखिए भाई टीम हार गई कोई एक चलो सही है वो किस्मत विस्मत ये वो जो बातें करती हैं कर लो भाई टॉस आज तक जिंदगी में पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप में इंडिया के खिलाफ शायद कभी नहीं जीता होगा ये मेरा ख्याल है एक आध दफा शायद हो लेकिन मुझे लगता है नहीं जीता पहली दफा जीता ओ भाई तुम मतलब चेस करने वाले हो कभी हिस्ट्री क्या बताती है एक बच्चे को भी पता है कि टॉस जीतकर पहले तुम लोगों को बैटिंग करनी है क्योंकि तुम्हारी बॉलिंग स्ट्रांग है और ऐसी कौन सी वहां कंडीशन इंडिया के बिल्कुल जो है ना ये है अंदाम निहानी फिटनेस लेवल इनके क्यों चेक नहीं किए जाते 200 रन भी मार दें कभी जिंदगी में या 194 रन मार रहे हो उसके बावजूद फिटनेस लेवल उनका ऐसा हो कि उनको फील्डिंग में खड़े करते हुए आप लोग सोच रहे होते हैं वही आज भी हो रहा है और भाई ये बैटिंग में हल्का फुल्का कोई खेल जाता है ये है तुक्का टीम की वजह से ही पूरी कौम तुक्का बन चुकी है सर इस तुक्के को खत्म करें और सबसे बढ़ के एक